What's up, guys? I'm Mark.
I'm Alex.
And we're Beyond the Real, and today we're going to be talking The Tax Collector.
So, The Tax Collector came out this year, 2020, in the middle of the COVID pandemic. And I believe this was supposed to be like one of the big video-on-demand releases for this year. I think this was supposed to be like one of the big ones.
Yeah.
And it was directed by David Ayer. And personally, I didn't know if I could trust him anymore because, I mean, while I did... he's done stuff like Training Day. He was a screenwriter for SWAT. And I really liked some of his past movies like End of Watch and Fury that we reviewed.
Yeah.
But then movies like Suicide Squad and Bright, I could not enjoy. And, I was very skeptical about this one. So, Mark, what did you think of it?
Well, I mean, this one was actually pretty cool. Shia LaBeouf, I heard he was really committed to his role in this with this film. He even got a giant, honestly, a chest to stomach tattoo. Just playing for this character, and the film was good. I actually liked it, and the character David, Shia LaBeouf, Creeper. I actually did feel like they had a connection. More than Alex did, because I really do feel that way. It didn't seem like they were brothers, but it actually felt like they knew each other. They've been through a lot, because I mean I don't know how long they've been running their turf, their area, but the film was fun. I liked it, and it was short. It was short and sweet, and it got to the point. I really did enjoy it.
So for me, like I said, I wasn't completely sold on the film yet. And I watched it, and personally, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that great. I honestly found it to be pretty dull. But personally, I agree with Mark. Shia LaBeouf, knocked it out of the park. He was the most committed to his role out of all the actors. And, since he mentioned it, personally, I feel that him and Bobby Soto had good chemistry. But I couldn't really buy their characters being these lifelong friends. Like if the movie would have showed us a bit more of them doing other stuff other than just hanging around and just having weird conversations, then sure, maybe if I spent more time with them, I could buy it a little more. But based on that, I personally didn't think that I couldn't really buy into the relationship of the two. But this movie centers around those characters. David, played by Bobby Soto. You follow this. He's the central character, and basically he struggles because he's basically inherited like his position in the mob gang community. Yeah. And it centers around him and Shia LaBeouf being tax collectors, and they get payment from the local gangs around town. But then, of course, this is my main problem, is how cliche this film is, because, they're collecting from around town, and then, of course, in comes a guy who's like, man, I'm not paying y'all nothing. I'm going to be the new head honcho, and I'm taking everything. So they have to deal with that. And, that happens, and they basically have to deal with it, and that's basically the rundown of the story.
Yeah. And the part of the story I actually like with David's character, though, I was really disappointed in what happened with Shia LaBeouf, but I'll get to that in a minute. But David, his character, I actually did like that they used his family as, his other side, the other side of him, because he had in the film there was a guy that they just met. I guess it was part of a new gang that they started talking with. And the guy ended up keeping $20,000 for himself, but he kept that $20,000 because his daughter had leukemia. So, Creeper, he didn't believe anything what the guy was saying. But, David, he actually, he felt that. He had the guy had the proof, on his phone with his daughter, and showed him the pictures, the name. The Creeper needed to know everything just so he can at least have like some type of belief in him. But I actually like seeing that side of David, having that family side. It was good to see that. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I like that aspect of David that, you know, he separates, you know, his home life from the business side of it. And, you know, they make a point to tell you that, but yeah, I do like that. Compared to everyone else, you know, he does have that softer side. Like, he's not just all in it for the violence. So I did like that, you know, they pointed that out.
Yeah.
But before we get into spoilers, just real quick, you know, I pretty much have that to say that, you know, the movie's okay. I think it's kind of dull, but all in all, like, the characters they're okay, and you know, the story is very cliched.
Yeah, I actually do enjoy this film, and you know, the characters, I actually think everybody did, you know, they did their job. Shia LaBeouf, awesome. David was awesome. There's another character, Bone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not in, he's in it, but he did awesome from what he was in. And even the guy they call Rabbit.
Conejo.
Yeah. Him, you know, he was believable sometimes. Not all the time, but I think everybody played their role, and it was good.
Yeah. So now getting into spoilers, I feel like we just have to talk about this, of the mistreatment of Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
because like in the movie they present him, like from the trailers I thought he was gonna be like the main character. I really did, and like he's one of the biggest pieces on the poster. And then in the movie, you know, he has this reputation that everyone keeps talking about.
Yeah.
But like, he's basically like the executioner kind of character that, like, you know, David would be like the one that talks, and then Shia's like the one in the back that's just like arms crossed, like to intimidate you. And if you're not in line, he'll put you in line. But you don't really see that.
Yeah.
And like, you hear them talk about it, but the fact that you don't see it, I feel takes a lot away from it.
Yeah.
Because like, early on there's a scene where he's giving this big speech to someone who's like now under their protection. And
yeah,
he's talking
the first
about
group,
yeah, he's like talking about like how no one's gonna mess with you as long as you pay your taxes because you're under them and you help them out, they'll help you out. And then some dude like in the back like coughs, and then here comes Creeper, picks up a drill, goes up to his chest, and I was like, oh snap! But he doesn't do anything.
He hits his shoe. That's what he does. He goes over his shoe and he says sorry.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know, like it's cool because like a lot of the times, you know, you see, like, you do get that intimidation factor from Shia LaBeouf, but like the fact that they keep talking about his reputation and you don't see it, to me, I feel that is one of the biggest takeaways.
Yeah, I really wish Shia LaBeouf had more to do in the film, because like I said, you know, he was so, you know, committed. He has a chest tattoo that he's gonna have for the rest of his life because of this exact role. And you know, when later on, when, you know, everything goes down and his death happens, it's like, are you serious? I actually thought he was gonna go to the end and actually live on to the end, and we actually see this actual, like, the brother thing that I want to see. You know, him protecting, you know, the guy that he's been working with for I don't know how long, but just I wanted to see that, and we didn't.
Yeah.
The death was gruesome.
I mean, at least before he got taken, like he did get some like good shots in. Like he probably got like 4 headshots. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, like he got taken, and then, you know, like throughout the movie, he keeps talking to David. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about it, man. I got your back." You know, they hug each other and all that. He gets a little teary-eyed, but you didn't really get to see that. So
I actually believe them though. At points, I did believe Shia LaBeouf is this dude.
Yeah.
That you don't mess with. I actually believed it, especially with the shades on. No, actually, no. With the shades off, because he's just staring at your soul when you're just looking at him.
Yeah. So, you know, going back to earlier, we were talking about the family aspect of it. You know, it's cliche. You know, he's trying to prove himself, and like they keep talking about, like, man, you know, you could be in a position of power. But then, like, fast forward to the end, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't want this no more, man." And I was like, "Whatever, man." But yeah, he has a weird relationship with his family, and like, I don't know. I feel like his arc is a little convoluted. It's a little rocky because like at the beginning, he's trying to prove himself, but then the minute like stuff gets rough, I feel like it's too easy for him to be like, oh man, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Because like it seemed like he was running with his tail between his legs, and then like I thought it was kind of funny. There's a scene where he's in bed with his wife, and like he's got a lot of stuff on his mind, and he's just like, baby, when we got married, what'd you see in me? And she gives him this whole story, and he's just like, oh, so everybody does want something from me. And he just turns around and goes back to sleep, and I was like, what? Like, why was this even included in the movie?
I actually fell for. Like you get another side of him. I do like those kind of things like that. I actually do like. I do like those in this film at least. I think it adds something to his character. Yeah. Because his character, like how you said, it seems like he's trying to run from it and actually instead and face it, because even later on towards the end, he's in his car and then I guess he has a realization and he turns back around. So I don't know if he was trying to leave town.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
Right? And then he had that realization and he came back.
Yeah.
So and he went back to the people that could help him for the current situation.
Yeah. So leading on that, we'll talk about Conejo, the antagonist of the film. And honestly, like, I don't know, I think he played the role very well. Yeah. And he really served his purpose, because through his actions you're like, oh man, I don't know if I want to mess with this guy. Yeah. And then he's always got that big old freaking cigar, like in every scene. He's at the club, he's just chilling. Even when there's a shootout, he's there just smoking on a fatty, and I was like, dang man, this dude is always like chilled out. Yeah. And then the fact that they include that he's like this like occultist, I guess, and like you see him like doing this weird ritual with the chicken, and then like there's a woman that comes out and he like slits her throat and bathes in her blood, and he's like talking all this stuff, and I was like, okay, this took a turn. And then like he keeps talking about how he's protected because he does that kind of stuff. And then at the end, I'm not gonna, because there's a line in there where they say that he's demonic, and I was like, okay. And then they show that scene and I was like, oh crap, he is demonic. And then I was really hoping he had superpowers at the end. I don't know why, but after seeing all that, I think it would have been funny. But I don't know, that's just me. But yeah, Conejo I think I think he was an okay villain. You know?
He was pretty, I mean, he was good. He was convincing a lot, like especially his sidekick, the woman,
Gata, I think.
Like she was basically Shia LaBeouf as a woman.
Yeah.
And that's literally what they explained too in the movie.
She was a little crazier than him though, because I remember there's a scene where he's like killing someone and she's just in the back like. I was like, whoa, hold on. Like this guy is like, he seems more like a I only kill if I have to kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And then there's that girl who's just like probably like enjoys it, because she's just like literally she was licking her lips like while he's killing someone.
She's the one who killed him. Well, she's the one who was breaking his legs with a hammer. Yeah. And like I'm telling you guys, like those scenes when you're actually seeing those deaths, they're gruesome. Like you're seeing everything. And when let me say the word Conejo, right?
Conejo, yeah.
All right. When he ends Shia LaBeouf, he's stomping his face in with the heel of his shoe. Like you can see Shia LaBeouf's face just caved in. I'm like, man, that's some crazy effects. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then back to the part where like stuff starts to go down, and like let me talk about these two other characters real quick. I don't remember his name, but David's uncle in the film is played by George Lopez. Yeah. And it was weird seeing him like in a more serious role, but I think he was okay in the role. And so yeah, we'll talk about George Lopez. Like yeah, he was okay. Like people knocked him, but I mean this is like his first time doing something like that.
He was like he was only in like three scenes, maybe 4 if you include the head scene, but like he was only in 3 scenes talking to his nephew. I mean, and that was it. He was serious. He did what he had to do, and I mean, it wasn't bad. I really wouldn't consider that acting bad, Yeah. But I think he did a pretty good job.
And also, I also have to talk about Alexis, his wife, David's wife. And I think she was. I really think that she was I'd compare it to Margot Robbie's Sharon Tate in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. How Tarantino described it as, her having this angelic presence, and I would kind of compare his wife to the portrayal of Alexis in this film like that, because everyone keeps talking about how she's clean and like she doesn't really take part in this, and you could really see that because like she's always caring about like the kids, and she's always trying to motivate him in a certain sense.
She's that moral compass probably for him, to keep him sane, I guess.
Because even like whenever stuff went south and like he was like, no, get out of here, she was still volunteering herself to stay, so give him something more to fight for, I guess. So I really like that character. I think she did really well. And also another character, probably the two characters I liked other than Creeper was probably Bones, like Mark said earlier. He's the leader of, I think, the Blood Gang. And I really like the way he was in this story. Like it's a minor part, but I really like him because for him, they early on they say that he's in debt to David because he helped him out like a long time ago. And then like in the final battle when he comes in and he asks him for help, and he didn't even like think twice, and like he's telling his guys, he's like, this is a strictly volunteer mission. And then like he gives that little pep talk, and he's like, we're sinners here, but we can wipe our slate clean by doing this thing. And he even stayed with him till the end, like after they got the kids back, like he sent his guys on their way just to protect his kids, David's kids, and then he still was like, all right, look, I'm gonna roll with you till the wheels fall off, like he said. And I think his character was a nice change of pace compared to everyone else who pretty much in the film who was like that like thug gangster kind of character. Like Bones was the same way.
He's just an old timer.
Yeah, he was more of an old timer. Like I feel like he had more of like standards, I guess. Like he didn't really get involved unless he had to, and even then he had a certain code on how to handle things. So I really like that character of Bones, and I wish we could have gotten, or no, maybe it's okay with the ones with the screen time he got, because I don't know, maybe if we would have seen more of him, it might not have been such a good thing. But I really like Bones' character. Out
of everyone, I did enjoy David's. I actually enjoyed his character because you see both sides. You get to see what's going on with his family. There was even a scene also when was his cousin or it's not his daughter. I think it was cousin was getting her quinceañera dress, and then everybody knows David, so I guess they fear him. So he went down there, talked to the
girl's dad.
The girl's dad, and then they got the dress. David got the dress for his family, and I was like, man, this is cool. I actually like seeing both sides, With Creeper, we didn't get to see both sides. We just saw one thing, and that was it. Bones, I felt like he was more like David. I felt like he was that kind of character. I don't know if exactly what happened to David happened to Bones, but I feel that same way. And then we also get to see David's dad, Wizard. And I seen him. He's in Sons of Anarchy. He plays Nero. He's also in Star Wars in the prequels. He's a good actor. I seen him more in Sons of Anarchy. He has more of a role in there. So I actually seen his acting skills actually get better. And he always plays this gangster type role for some reason. But he was pretty good, and I really wish David actually took that mantle instead of your wife died because of everything that went on, and you're just you can't just go back. I don't see in a gang. I don't think you could just do that. So with him, I really wish he actually took that next step and became that king like his dad wanted him to be.
Yeah, and that's another thing that we completely forgot to mention was the way that the gang culture is presented in the film. Like it's very much there. Like you really get an insight to it, and I think that was like one of the strong points of the film, just seeing like how they network with each other, how they hang out, how they interact with each other, and you know, there's always this power struggle, and like, you know, I thought it was one of the cooler aspects of the film, that whole gang atmosphere that is presented. And did you have an MVP in mind?
I'm the main character, David. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed him. Out of everyone, I mean, Shia LaBeouf, I would want to give it a Shia LaBeouf, but he's not in the film for the most part. So yeah, I would think for David, I would give him, you know, the MVP.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna probably go with the obvious one, that would be Shia, but you know, I think it would be fair to give it to David as well, because I mean Bobby Soto, who plays David, because you know, like, he's the central character, and like, while I feel he wasn't as committed as Shia, like, he's very much like who you follow, and you know, he goes through a lot in the story, and you know, he really shows a lot as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. Bobby Soto as David gets today's MVP award.
Yeah. Well, that's our review for The Tax Collector. And anything else you have to say? Or
no, you know, personally, like I said, I thought it was kind of dull. Like, but the characters are okay, and you know, there's not much action, but I guess, you know, you still have a lot to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel this is more up to you. You know, if you want to watch it. But if you don't, I don't feel you miss much. But that's just me. I don't know.
I mean, I would, you know, recommend it. It's not a long movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna give you. It's just now. It's like an hour and
like
30 minutes. Yeah, it's not that long. You're gonna get through it real quick, and it's, you know, just, I mean, why not watch it when you're just home? Just watch it. So yeah.
So that's today's episode. This is Beyond the Real. My name is Alex.
I'm Mark.
And hit that like button, share this video with your friends, consider subscribing, and we'll see you again.